Hey. You're still in Manhattan, and you're here.
I spent all night reading and rereading, and then I realized I can't leave until I know if what you wrote is true.
It is. Every single word of it. Have you ever wanted something so badly, but you just know you're not gonna get it? That was my whole life. The Upper East Side was like something from Fitzgerald or Thackeray. And membership in this community was so elite, you couldn't even buy your way. It was a birthright I didn't have. All I had to compare to this world was what I'd read in books. But that gave me the idea. If I wasn't born into this world, maybe I could write myself into it. Every writer needs his muse. That night was the first night that I'd been to one of your parties. Once I got inside, I wasn't leaving. Because that's when I saw you. And the moment you walked away from me, I knew there's no way I could ever pull you out of your world into mine. But I couldn't give up. I'm Dan, Humphrey.
Bye, Dave.
Bye. Bye. Bye, sir. Not just any girl, a girl.
Oh, the blonde you stalked at school?
I knew I had something strong enough to actually create a legend, launch a website. Within weeks, I was getting dozens of emails with stories about Upper East Siders, so I posted them anonymously. And then, I got more. And when Serena came back from boarding school, I wrote my first post about me. Lonely boy, the outsider, the underdog. I might have been a joke, but at least people were talking about me.
I know what you're capable of, and nothing is going to keep you from getting what you deserve.
This world, it's crazy.
Yeah, it is. And you're a part of it.
What, you didn't know that?
I don't know, I thought you were different. I guess that's life when you're not a legacy.
What are you doing here? When you're done with your charity work, why don't you come find me?
But usually, there's something beneath the surface with people like that to make them act the way they do.
Obviously, I don't know anything about your life.
Thank you.
Normally I wouldn't be this close to you, that tetanus shot.
No five-star restaurants. No town car.
No spooky pool hall or bad 80s music.
Looks like we finally found common ground.
The way you feel, it never goes away. It just gets worse. Girls like Serena don't end up with Dan, Humphrey.
You belong with my daughter, and I think everyone should know that.
What happened on October 8th, 2005?
Well, I was accidentally invited to a birthday party where I met a girl. She only spoke 2 sentences to me, but I've never forgotten.
Any stories about me?
Regardless of who you're currently sleeping with, you and I come from different worlds. That sounds like quite a world. My family can take care of you. What do the Humphreys have to offer?
You don't understand.
You're right, I don't understand.
For once in your life, could you just stop judging everyone? You think that you're so different and so good? Well, guess what, Dan? The minute that you start sending tips to Gossip Girl, you're in the game with the rest of us.
Humphrey, you are a born liar.
Thanks, I think.
I'm not who you thought I was, and you can't forgive that. You probably should have mentioned my name.
Are you kidding?
Just forget it.
No, seriously, you think that there's like a box that says open in event of Serena Vanderwood's an emergency?
I live in the building, that's all. I can't change who I am, Dan.
Me neither.
I didn't plan any of this. It all just happened.
That's the Serena Vanderwoodson mantra, isn't it? No fault, no responsibility. Things just happen. You know, you used to tell me that you were afraid that people couldn't see the real you. Well, maybe you're the one who can't see yourself. From where I'm standing, this is who you are.
You sent me 5 stories, all about a sheltered young man with girl trouble who lives with his daddy in Brooklyn. Get out of your comfort zone.
I just need to get out of Brooklyn for one night. I'd like to experience the world of Chuck Bass.
You're in for the full ride, or you're out.
I hate that guy.
Find the character's humanity.
That might be difficult. So was that really the best you had last night? Don't tell me that was the great Chuck Bass.
For what it's worth, Humphrey, you had my back. I never thought I'd say this, but thanks. I father doesn't care enough to get angry.
Has he always been like that?
Since the day I was born.
That doesn't make sense.
It does if his beloved wife died giving birth to me.
That's not your fault.
Tell him that. You were writing about me.
Well, if I have to exploit people to be a good writer, then, maybe I'm not a good writer.
You'll always be second rate.
You can't pretend to be me. Maybe it's okay to use people like that in your world, but it's not in mine. Do you ever get tired of carrying around that chip on your shoulder, Dan? No wonder Serena dumped you.
Why would anyone want to hurt Mr. Perfect Nate Archibald?
Apparently my legacy at Yale involves a lot of people hating my father's guts.
Oh, so suddenly I'm the Humphrey family's favorite charity, huh?
No.
Dan, we hang out at Yale. We played soccer once. So what? Just stay out of it.
You have to decide what's most important to you. Keeping your pride and getting nothing, or taking a risk and then maybe having everything.
First, Nate's a part of the family, and then I see you've invited Blair to my opening. Seriously?
I mean, she's not that bad.
Are you kidding? You're talking about Blair Waldorf.
Blair and Chuck were gonna self-destruct at some point, so I may have helped it along.
Whatever they did to Vanessa, that's different. This is about two people who love each other.
Blair and Chuck? Come on. I don't know how you feel about her, but I do know how she feels about you. And she was going to tell you until I stopped her, because Nate is a good guy.
It's funny how you're ready to condemn your sister, but Nate, who's done some pretty questionable things, gets a free pass.
You with my 15-year-old sister. We took you into our house, Nate.
Don't act like I'm some creepy older guy.
No, you're the guy who traded sex for money.
You have no right to judge me.
Success. People praising you, it goes away. And when that day comes, if you don't like who you are, you're done.
Well, I guess that's a chance I'm willing to take.
Nate Archibald, class whore. Dan Humphrey, the ultimate insider. Chuck Bass, coward. Blair Waldorf, weakling. And as for Serena Vanderwoodson, after today, you are officially irrelevant.
Your label was the only one that was true.
I mean, what you said about the insider? Are you crazy?
You're friends with Nate Archibald. You played on the soccer team. You got into Yale. You got the lead role in the school play. You got published in the New Yorker. You had sex with a teacher.
Plus, you dated the most popular girl in school.
You pretend not to be like us, but you are. To the bone.
Dan is Gossip Girl?
Gossip Girl, you crazy?
I don't want to be irrelevant.
Irrelevant? You're Serena Vanderwoodson. Gossip Girl might be right about me, but she's wrong about you. Without Serena Vanderwoodson, who would I have dreamt about? I might have spent my whole life on the outside if you hadn't let me in.
Thank you.
Thank you. Give me a break with the rich people suck thing.
I don't care if you're rich, which you aren't, by the way. Riding a limo, break 100, that's fine. But if you're gonna be in this world, be yourself in this world. Because I actually like that guy.
You become the person you always thought I was.
Look, Blair, I don't think you're that bad of a person. Maybe not my type, but you're not terrible.
Glad to have you aboard this time.
Even though you may regret entering my world, at least you've developed terrific social espionage skills.
Well, as they say, adapt or die.
Humphrey, the intricacies of our war games are too complex for a pro like you to fathom.
My sister doesn't feel safe to leave her own house or be with her parents on their anniversary. She was a different person before she met the two of you.
Come on, Dan. It's not about Jenny. It may have started out that way, but this is about you and getting revenge. And you went behind my back to get it.
I know, Nate, but come on. They deserve what they get. I'm not sorry.
No, I'm the one who's sorry. I'm sorry you've become one of them.
When we were together, I would have done anything for you. So if this billionaire really cares about you, then why can't he quit teaching and take you on a date? You're worth more than a guest lecture fee. Everyone knows that. I just wish you did. Does not sound like Serena to me.
Sometimes I forget how much of a recent addition you are, Humphrey. You met her as a girl coming home trying to start over. I wish it wasn't true, but it sounds a lot like the Serena I used to know.
From the way Serena tells it, it sounds like I've clocked more hours by her side than you have.
She's not just the beautiful teenage girl you saw at some party anymore.
Maybe I am only seeing the good in Serena, but I'm at least looking at her and not at myself.
Thank you for being the one person who believed in me.
I still do. I always will.
aren't I about the last person you'd want helping you?
You love Serena, don't you? So, we have something in common. What do you say we find that bitch and get us a little frontier justice?
There is someone who seems to know everything about everyone.
Gossip Girl?
You and Serena are her people, not Juliet.
Goodbye, friends. Dan?
Follow my lead, Humphrey. You're used to doing that.
It's my last shot.
I know, but you'll get another chance.
No, I won't. Normal people don't get an endless number of chances, no matter the situation. That's just you.
I'm sorry, are we friends?
Of course not.
I can't believe you stabbed me in the back.
I only did it because I thought you did the same to me. I'm sure you can have your mother call and get your new one in a second.
My mother didn't get me W'd.
But why didn't you just sabotage me? You had every opportunity.
Guess I must have some undiagnosed brain injury, because I stupidly thought that this fake friendship might be real. I, Blair Waldorf, need Dan Humphrey's help.
As a friend and peer, not as an underling.
The world just wasn't ready for a Humphrey Waldorf friendship. It's been nice not being friends with you.
Let's not do it again sometime.
He's not part of this world. He's Humdrum Humphrey.
Dan Humphrey may not be royalty, but at least he's not a child.
I found your book.
My what?
Inside, Dan, it's incredible.
You went through my stuff?
This could be the best satire on the Upper East Side since Bonfire of the Vanities. How long have you been working on this?
5 years, off and on. Now, put it back and we can forget you found it.
I always thought Serena was the reason you fell into the Upper East Side, but it was more than that.
Vanessa, seriously, this is none of your business.
You always wanted in. Maybe more than Jenny.
Of course, the irony is that if I ever show it to anyone, it'll guarantee my outsider status forever.
Dan, you know as well as I do, you can't be an insider and make great art. You have to stand alone to observe it and not care whose feelings you hurt or what people think of you.
Those people are my friends, my best friends, my family.
Well, it's not like any of them come across worse than you do. Get it published, take a stand, be a great man instead of always being a good boy.
I need to go. And you need to put the book back and get out of my room.
Dan, this is important. Don't just drop everything to run and help them.
Goodbye, Vanessa. Grade and Carter read the story and decided to run it.
Oh, that's pretty cool, right? Vanity Fair's gonna publish your writing?
If only they were doing it because of my writing. I mean, they think it's about a celebrity.
Your story was amazing. Thanks for letting me read it.
So now I just have to make sure that the book that chapter comes from never sees the light of day.
There's a whole book.
I was wondering if you could help me with something.
The answer is no.
You could have died.
Is being dead how much worse than being nothing?
I wrote a novel. It was something I was working on for a while. No one was supposed to see it, but then Vanessa found it and sent it to a publisher, so I need to find out which one so I can stop it from coming out.
It isn't being published a writer's goal.
Not for this book. It's a scathing social satire about everyone I know, including you.
The Return of Charlie Trout. I'll help you. You have two options. Either you go tell Simon & Schuster in the world Noah Shapiro is a credit-stealing liar, or you stay quiet forever and simply let it go.
You didn't write this book. I did.
The true author of A Tell-All Tome has been revealed, and the author's name is one everyone will recognize. But the question is, will anyone want to say it again once the book is out?
Gossip Girl said it was about us.
It was probably written by some loser who doesn't even know us.
I am that loser. I wrote it. And it is based on you, sort of. All of you.
All success comes at a price. The artist must stand alone to absorb the crowd, right?
I can't believe I'm not even important enough to merit my own character. I'm one of your best friends, Dan. At least thought I was.
You have a lot of explaining to do, Humphrey.
Nate is...
Furious? Yeah, because I am.
Blair, I never wanted us to come between you two.
When are you gonna get it through your head? There's no us, there never was. There's nothing here but friendship, and even that's gone now.
Do you even remember the girl that you fell in love with? Or just that she got so drunk on Thanksgiving that she got grazed by a taxi? Or that she got married in Barcelona? Or slept with not one but two of her professors?
I hate to break it to you, but those things happened.
It's not the things, it's how you wrote about them.
That's the point. Dylan Hunter is a judgmental dick who can't even look himself in the mirror. My character comes off the worst of all of them. He puts off his writing, he misses job interviews, he ignores his grades. Why? Because he cares more for a pretty blonde than he does his own future. And in the end, none of his friends are happy for his success. They all turn their backs on him, and he deserves it.
Yeah, he does.
I never expected to be your hero. I just didn't think I'd end up the fool.
I really thought the days of everyone turning their backs on me were over.
Well, at least this time it's because they hate you and not because they don't know you exist.
But you were the love of my life, Dan. I don't know, I guess I just thought I was yours too. I will protect your story and you.
I have your word?
You have my word.
You hate your character in the book so much you couldn't stand to see this made into a movie. Millions of people might judge you, and we all know how much you like that.
Actually, for the record, having the project killed had nothing to do with my image and everything to do with yours.
The book is a failure, you know? I'm a failure.
You're not a failure.
In high school, D got left off the list because no one knew who he was. Now it's because they know too well. Looks like Lonely Boy needs to change his name to Banished Boy.
Humphrey, you wrote an entire novel about being an outsider. It's how you define yourself. But if that's not who you want to be anymore, the only person who can change that is you. At least this time you have someone outside with you.
Seeing where our characters ended made us realize exactly where we didn't want to be. Nate didn't want to be half a person, and now he's running The Spectator. And Chuck went from dying alone to therapy.
You really are looking for a history of Serena Vanderwoods, and there's always Gossip Girl. I know, but it's not like she hasn't chronicled your entire life since grammar school. What harm could it be to look at a few old blasts? I think maybe you learned something you didn't expect.
You're one of the good ones, you know. If Gossip Girl didn't exist, Chuck and Blair would not be in the hospital right now fighting for their lives. You know, I spent the whole morning looking at her us, and it's unbelievable the amount of pain she's caused. This is just the culmination of years of damage.
And so what do you want to do?
But I want to take Gossip Girl down for good.
I'm with you. Wow, taking down Gossip Girl, that's a pretty risky move.
The Dan I knew 5 years ago could barely box step, and now you're volunteering to dance?
Well, I've gotten much better. I had to after I met you. You wouldn't have kept a partner with 2 left feet around for very long.
Well, I liked your left feet. I love you, Dan Humphrey. Always have, always will.
What have I done to deserve this?
How about what I've done? Like, be there for you completely and without question, and you still treat me like crap. Would it kill you to be just the tiniest bit appreciative?
In case you haven't noticed, I'm not exactly having fun either. This was supposed to be the best day of my life, and now it's a big mess, and you don't need to be yelling at me on top of it.
If you haven't noticed, I've been helping you the entire time, and you're the one who's yelling. All right, now I'm yelling too, but you started it.
I hope someone yells at you on your big day, so you know how it feels.
You already did. Remember the day my book came out? You blamed me for creating all your problems with Louis, and you never even read it. Look, all I've ever tried to do is be your friend, but friends don't treat each other the way you treat me. So if you really think you're better off without me, then why don't you try it out?
That's right. Go ahead and leave. I didn't want you in the car, and I don't need you now.
Fine.
Fine.
Goodbye.
Bye.
I won't apologize for helping a friend.
And apparently you're not going to apologize for lying to one either.
Are you really mad about Blair, or is this about us? About what you said at the wedding, and because I haven't given you an answer yet?
You just did.
I could never have survived this last month without you. And I care about you too. Even if I have odd ways of showing it, like, you know, bossing you around or making fun of your hair. Seriously, you should cut it already.
Your blackmailing days are over. If you tell anyone that I leaked that video of Blair and Chuck at her wedding, then I'll tell everyone that you're Gossip Girl's henchman.
Don't you think you're overreacting here? I'm not her spy, you idiot. I am her.
You can't win against me, Humphrey. You can't even compete.
Well, then I guess I'm not competing. I must be winning. You wouldn't be trying this hard if I didn't have a real shot with it. And up until this moment, I wasn't sure if I did. So thank you.
Were you ever really my friend, or was it all just an act so you could keep me in check until you got what you wanted?
Chuck, that is not how any of it happened, and you know it.
You framed me. And in my book, that makes you the bad guy, not me.
Well, if you came here to tell me what a horrible person I am, then too late, I already know.
That's not why I came.
I know you're happy with Blair, and maybe in time you'll learn to love wearing this tie. But don't lose sight of yourself.
Blair, I'm not trying to be difficult, but I don't want to just melt into your world and lose myself completely. We need a balance.
Meter's running, kid. You getting out or we heading back?
Just give me a minute, all right?
My computer's gone.
Gossip Girl. She took it.
What? How do you know that?
Because we set you up. The real Gossip Girl's back.
Gossip Girl here, your one and only source into the scandalous lives of Manhattan's elite. Spotty, Blair Waldorf, headed back to Brooklyn.
I love you. You know that, right?
I do now.
So where's Blair?
She's with Chuck.
She lied to me.
This lie is different. It's life or death.
Come on, I know you Upper East Siders are partial to hyperbole, but it's...
Not this time.
Many of you have complained I've been too kind to S and B these last few months, but all of that's about to change.
Don't you see, Dan, the Blair that you're in love with isn't the real Blair. It's the one that you created in your book. And she's always loved Chuck. She just used you to get between us because she knew that I loved you.
You manipulated me into thinking that it was over so I would cheat on her.
Oh, come on, Dan. We both did this.
I don't know who you are anymore. I was trying to escape my own pain, and you were trying to destroy your best friend. Those are two different things.
And now there's nothing standing in the way of us.
Serena, there is no us. There's only you.
As far as I'm concerned, Serena Vanderwoodson doesn't exist.
This invitation isn't about seduction, Georgina. It's about scandal.
Can't a girl have both?
I need your photographic memory and your passion for social upheaval to help me write the book about the Upper East Side. The book I should have written from the beginning.
Real names this time, no holding back. Everyone gets exposed. The naked truth. Did this really happen? You and Serena?
On the bar at the Campbell apartment. Every dirty detail exactly as it occurred.
From all around the world, our favorite Upper East Siders are asking the same question. Serena Vanderwoodson is dead. At least to me.
So you told me you never want to see me again, and then you show up here today of all days when I'm finally happy with someone I actually care about?
Cares about you or Sabrina from Madison? I hope you do marry this guy. Frankly, it would be the kind of desperate attention-seeking stunt that would prove you're every bit as shallow and sad as the character in my book. So. You think you two have an epic love, but all you have are excuses.
They'll never let us in. The sooner you accept it, the sooner you can stop trying and start competing.
That's kind of tough when they already have everything.
We have the truth. That's how the losers win. We stop playing by their rules and make our own.
You, sure you want to publish this?
I am. Every word of it is true.
These are people you care about.
Nothing good came from my protecting them. Once I realized I live in a world where Chuck Bass gets the girl, everything seemed very clear. I'm not playing by anyone else's rules anymore. I'm making my own.
I've only read one page, and I'm guessing you might lose some friends and family.
My friends chased my sister out of town and chose a guy who traded her for a hotel over me. And my family, sleeping with a con artist. I'm not losing anything here. I'm taking what's mine. Throughout my entire life, you betrayed yourself as the moral compass, the guy who always does the right thing. According to Rufus Humphrey, there's no road like the high road.
Yes, I believe in doing the right thing.
So can't you see what you're doing with your life? Vanity Fair is the big time, and the more readers I have, the more power I have. It's that simple.
I thought we were in this together.
We were. And then something better came along.
Okay, now I know I want to hit you.
Come on, Nate. You know you and all of your other friends would have done the exact same thing in my position.
You know what? Don't bother coming back to the Empire. Find another place to stay.
Did you write a chapter about me?
Of course I did. You really think my father or Nate are more interesting than the infamous Serena Vanderwoodson?
Okay, but I need to know what's in it and when it comes out.
Well, that would ruin all the fun.
Dan, I'm serious.
But don't worry, there's gonna be some good stuff in your chapter. I think I might even include a little tidbit of this desperate conversation.
I can't believe I ever loved someone who could write such awful things about his friends and family.
Right, because you were thinking about my feelings when you made that sex tape. Last year when you had no one, I was there for you. I kind of need you to do the same for me right now.
Serena's bed is empty. Make yourself at home. You put out a Chuck chapter? After I gave you your first decent place to live. Go, pack your things.
Don't you want to read it before you kick me out?
I read Nate's chapter, and you were supposed to be his friend. You hate Chuck and everything to do with me in relation to Chuck.
That's not true.
Yeah, don't worry, Blair, you're not even in it. That's impossible. There is no Chuck Bass chapter without Blair Waldorf.
There is while he focuses on his battle with his father, which is what the chapter's about.
Either lose the romantic notions, or I'll lose them for you.
And Humphrey, I see you immortalize me once again in print. Should I be concerned about your level of obsession?
Not at all. I find your battle with your father inspiring. It's the stuff myths are made of.
You pretended to be better. At least I ended up with the right person.
You ended up with no one. Chuck will never be finished fighting with his father, and that ring around your neck is never going to be on your finger.
I would rather be with no one than with you.
Once you've answered for your sins, there's nothing in the way of starting a whole new partnership. Spotted. 2 old flames slumming it on memory lane.
But what if those feelings never really went away?
That high school kid you fell in love with, that's not who he is anymore. Okay, he almost cost me the Spectator to sell his cereal, and he exploited all of us in those chapters.
I know, you're right. I mean, he has become a selfish egomaniac who will
Serena.
destroy his friends for money and attention, for fame, and... I told you I loved you, and then you rejected me for my best friend.
You've rejected me for nearly everyone on the Upper East Side. Can you blame me for having doubts?
You had more than doubts. You told me you never wanted to see me again.
You mean after you used me to make a sex tape to destroy me and your best friend? I'm not the bad guy
You
here.
want everyone to believe you're poor, sweet Dan Humphrey from Brooklyn.
I'm sorry. I didn't say anything when you told me you loved me. Maybe it was easier to focus on my anger at Blair than face the possibility of getting what I always wanted and losing it again.
What you always wanted?
That's what I want. I'm sorry about what I wrote, about all of you.
Are you sure that I'm the one person you want to be with?
Serena, yes. I'm sure you are the one. Whether or not I've admitted it to myself, you have always been the one. I'm writing the Serena chapter.
What? You started this chapter over the summer skewering Serena, and then you moved in with her and you decided to write a sniveling Valentine in hopes she would fall madly in love with you.
From the beginning, my goal with this book was to tell the truth.
No matter how much we love Lily and Serena, they're always going to choose guys like Bart Bass.
So maybe the trick is to become Bart Bass.
Do you want to win, or do you just want to win Serena?
There is no winning without Serena.
If you'll all take a look at your phones, you will soon realize that my protege, Daniel Humphrey, has just released the latest installment of his serial. A chapter on our very own Serena.
But everything I've said about how I feel is the truth.
No, that's not possible. That doesn't make sense. You couldn't say these things about me if you loved me. I invited you into my home. Dan, I am my world. And then you just humiliate me.
That is the issue. It's my world.
Oh, come on. It's a figure of speech.
No, it has always been your world, and you've never let me forget it. I've always been a visitor. The poor kid from Brooklyn who you've never seen as an equal to you.
Okay, so this is your payback. Do you feel better about riding the subway to school since you made a fool of me and everyone?
What I did is no worse than what all your friends do to each other every day. You try to ruin each other, and then you sit down for Thanksgiving, and you call yourselves family.
You were supposed to be different.
I used to be. Got me nowhere. So now I'm the same.
That was from all of us.
You think they hate me?
They fear you. Welcome to the Upper East Side.
Tonight, for the first time, they weren't looking down on me. They might have hated me, but I was one of them.
Congratulations, I guess. So now that you've achieved that, you can come back to Brooklyn.
What I want isn't in Brooklyn, Dad. I have a plan. I have this whole time. And it's working. Just let me explain.
Explain what? That you're best friends with Bart Bass? Congratulations, you've officially joined the dark side.
I know you're mad, but that chapter's not the only thing I've written about you. The most flattering things I've written about anyone have been about you, too.
Okay, that was 5 years ago. Since then, I've been the empty-headed blonde and Inside, and the golden girl with daddy issues and Inside Out. Your writing changed, and so did you.
That's no reason to leave your entire world behind.
My world turned you from a person with integrity into a cruel satirist. I mean, you're worse than Gossip Girl. At least she has a conscience.
No matter what it looks like, I'm still on your side. Serena, I always have been.
Well, excuse me if I don't wait around to be disappointed again. I'm moving to LA just as soon as I'm done helping Blair with Bart. Which you should be doing too, but you're on his side.
It's my honor to present the #1 chronicler of Manhattan's elite, Mr. Daniel Humphrey.
I would like to introduce an icon of New York real estate and a pillar of our community. He is the center of the Bass family, and he's a personal inspiration to me. Please welcome Charles Bass.
I still despise you, but thank you for doing the right thing for once.
Serena, I know I've hurt you, but I still love you. I've lost track of it at times. I've made mistakes. I've made massive, heartbreaking mistakes. But I've never stopped loving you.
Oh, excuse me if I don't fall for that or you ever again.
Please just, if you come upstairs for a second, I have something I can show you that'll prove it.
I've seen all I need to see. That was the beginning of Gossip Girl. So you've had the power to reveal her identity this entire time.
It's about Gossip Girl. It's worse than publishing The Spectator. I know you gave up your search to help Serena. Now you have all your answers. Thanks, man. I mean, this could change my life. Mine too. Hopefully.
Right on cue, Gossip Girl.
It's not Gossip Girl. It's The Spectator.
Gossip Girl ruined our lives.
But your life really ruined mine.
If you think about it, we're all on track to do exactly what we wanted to do.
But he schemed and lied and spread horrible stories.
Well, I think you're just mad because Dan was the one who was pulling the strings all along.
This whole time, I had more power than you.
But what he did with that power was write a love letter, not just to me, but to all of us. I belong here. And so does Dan.
So I guess that means it's all over now.
Gossip Girl's dead. You're no one until you're talked about.